So I have a look for you today. I have a character-inspired look. If you didn't watch it, or if you're not a fan of the comics, this is Blink from X-Men. And of course, it's Blink from the X-Men Days of Future Past movie. This is not Blink from the actual comic, because she's completely purple. So I really wanted to do this look from the moment I saw it. I saw the film, which I loved, by the way. I loved the film. I love James McAvoy. I love him. I love Michael Fassbender. And of course there's Patrick Stewart and there's Ian McKellen. So I really do love it. I love the whole franchise, and I've always been a huge X-Men fan. Ever since I was a kid, I loved the comics and I used to collect the cards and all that stuff. Yeah, I didn't know if I wanted to paint my entire face purple, but if you want to see that, I'll do it. So yeah, I hope you like this, and if you want to see how I did it, just keep on watching. So I'm going to start with foundation, and I've been trying this one out recently. I'm not sure if I'm loving it yet. This is the Rimmel Lasting Finish foundation, and this is in the color 300 Sand. If you can hear jackhammers in the background, there's construction going on in my neighborhood. I have moisturized as usual with my Pond's Luminous Moisture, and now I'm going to use my Maybelline Baby Skin. This says it's a pore eraser. I don't think it erases my pores at all. And it does really make my skin feel like a baby skin. So smooth and nice. And I find that the foundation does go on really nicely over it. I just don't think that it erases pores. So they could leave it as baby skin, but forget the instant pore eraser part. So this foundation was the darkest one that's available here. They just recently opened a Rimmel stand in iMart for bathing people, just so you know. So it's not as thin, say, as L'Oreal True Match, but it's not quite as thick as Colorstay, just so you can get a reference. In the photos that I'm looking at from the movie, Blink has very clean skin, but it's very natural looking. Like it's got a natural kind of, you know, satin matte finish. It's not powdered. It doesn't look powdered. I'm sure it is, but it doesn't look powdered. So I'm going to try to keep to that finish as much as I can. So I'm just using my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush and stippling this across my face. It's a really natural kind of luminous finish. Her brows are pretty straight across and quite thick and quite soft and natural, almost messy looking. So I'm going to use my Color Icon pencil by Wet n Wild. This is in the color Mink Brown. Preparing for AnimeCon. AnimeCon is our convention, basically. It's our pop culture convention. The biggest one in the region. It's once a year, which kind of sucks for those of us who are into cosplay and that kind of thing. We really only get to do it once a year. And I'm just going to set them kind of softly with a little bit of powder, just because if I don't set the Color Icon pencil, it's going to move around because it's quite waxy. So to set them, I'm going to use my Real Techniques brow brush and my NYX eyebrow cake powder in the color dark brown. I'm going to use some of my Coastal Scents Hot Pots, which I have organized in my palette, and I'm going to go for the grays, the taupey browns and grays, and kind of create a smoky eye with that. But I'm trying to keep them round as opposed to drawing them cat eye. So I'm just going to start off with a nude color all over my eyes, and I'm going to use this one. This one is called Chamois Nude. So I'm just going to soften that up ever so slightly with my Sigma E40 fluffy brush. I'm going to buff it so that it doesn't look quite so powdery. Brown stone. And I'm going to start working this into my crease, and I'm keeping this really round. Brush now. I'm going to switch to a Real Techniques base shadow brush. Same color, and I'm going to take it under my eyes. And just keep working with the shape until you think you have it. Okay, now so to just warm that up ever so slightly so I don't look sickly, I'm going to go in with this color. This is called Petal Peach. Same Real Techniques brush. I'm going to pop that in the middle. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of this color here, and this is called Light Taupe. And I'm going to mix it with this color, which is called Caramel Taupe. So first I'm going to take the Caramel Taupe color on my brush and pat it all over my eye, just to give my eye a little bit more depth and darkness there. And then I'm going to go in with the Light Taupe shade, which is kind of like, it's very similar to MAC's Charcoal Brown. And I'm also going to run that through the crease and over kind of the top half of my mobile lid. Incognito, also by Coastal Scents. I use my Eco Tools angled brow brush. And I'm going to start rubbing it into my lash line. Trying to really work it into the eyelashes themselves. And I'm also blending it into the browns that we've already put there, the taupe colors. And I'm going to do the same thing on the top. And then I'm going to take my blending brush. Dip my blending brush into Incognito and then into Brownstone, which is the very first grayish kind of color that we used to blend it upwards. And the last step is to take the blending brush again and just round out and smooth out that corner. I'm going to do that on the other eye. And make sure that you scrub right up into your lash line. Now I'm going to take that Caramel Taupe color again. Just put it right there, just for a little bit more definition. And I'm also going to use it to blend that bottom lash line out some more. So that's pretty much it for the eyes, except that I am going to pick up just another brush. I'm actually going to use a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. And I'm going to use this color here. This is called Light Apricot. And this is a little bit shimmery, but it's not a chunky shimmer. And I'm just going to use that to highlight the inner corners of my eyes, just because I feel like there's a lot of darkness going on and you don't want your eyes to close in. So I'm going to highlight right here, like in a large area. And then I'm going to line my waterline. I'm going to use my Infallible pencil. She is wearing falsies in the poster, but I really, in real life, I think that would end up looking a lot more beauty makeup-ish, and because that's not what I'm going for, I'm just going to use my Colossal Volume. I'm going to take just a tiny little bit of concealer. I'm using my Maybelline Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. And I'm just going to hit right here. I want to get rid of my dark circles, but we're not really highlighting or anything with it. I'm just going to use the same base shadow brush. Not base, is it the base? Yes, the base shadow brush. Expert face brush to push that in. Part of it is that, you know, if you've watched the movie, they're all kind of engaged in a little bit of a war. She really ain't got no time to look, you know, pretty and perfect and put together. It's more of a, yeah, let's concentrate on not dying here. And now to set the whole center of my face, I'm going to go to my 6 contour blush palettes. And I'm going to use the white one. Very, very lightly on a fluffy brush like this. Works a little bit like a highlight, so so it's more of a subtle highlight, just so that we can have dimension in the face without looking like we actually did the Kim Kardashian, because, you know, I don't think mutants engaged in a war have time for the Kim Kardashian. I go for my L'Oreal True Match, as always, on the same brush. I'm going to kind of get that all over the rest of my face. For blush, she doesn't really have much blush on in the picture that I'm looking at. So I'm just going to give the face some kind of life, because at the moment it's a little bit flat. I'm going to use this peachy one from the same palette. So now we get to the part that I'm really excited about, and that's putting on the tattoos from my Sleek V2 palette, the purple one. And this one is in the color Highness. It's definitely a royal purple. And I'm also going to use this color here. Sorry if I'm blinding you with the mirror. This color here, which is called Profound Plum from Coastal Scents. I think I'm actually also going to use this one. This is more of a grayish kind of plummy purple. And this one is called, I think it's called Plum, isn't it? Villain. Okay. I hate these things when they have like a little insert thingy that has the names on it. Oh, it drives me nuts. So I'm going to go with that darkest one first, which is Villain, on an angled brush. Of course, you could map this out with a pencil first if you wanted to. And now my dog is barking. Fill in. So now I'm going to switch over to Royal from the Sleek palette, which is a more of a, like a royal purple. It's more of a blue-based purple. Starting to get some wheel. And I'm actually going to go for this one. This is called Regalia Purple from Coastal Scents. Go for my Wet n Wild palette, and I'm actually going to use this pink. This pink comes out with a kind of a lilac-y tone, so I'm going to use very little of it. Done, and then the very last step is to put on some lipstick. In the poster, she is wearing a lipstick I could swear that it's MAC Cyber. She's got a pretty pointy Cupid's bow. So there's the finished look, guys. I really hope you liked it. This is a lot of fun to create. I really loved her makeup. This is all as a nod to AnimeCon. Yay. I'm so looking forward to AnimeCon, guys. I'm going to have a booth. In case you're in Barbados, you can come by and visit me. And I'm going to be doing airbrush makeup, airbrush body makeup and face makeup and stuff. At AnimeCon, it's going to be a great 2 days. So much fun. Again, it's the only convention that we have, and so I'm so glad that we have it. This is the 5th year. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this Blink tutorial. And please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Tell me what characters you want to see me do down there. And also, yeah, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Share this video. If you're in Barbados, come to AnimeCon and see us. And yeah, that's it. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.